Welcome back to the Arbitrary YouTube channel. In today's class, we're going to learn how to make this beautiful wrap top. It's like an overlap top with front buckle and bishop sleeve and collar. It's a very simple tutorial and it's beginner friendly. If this is something you would like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you.
So this is a very simple blouse. This is the back. It's just like a basic body, so you can cut directly on your fabric like this, or you cut on a paper. I'm using a silk fabric. It's very shaky, that's why you see me pinning it all around. So what I have done here is just to mark the length of my dress. That's the length I want this dress to, this blouse to be. I want it to be around 19 inches. My actual waist is 18 inches, half length is 18 inches, so I just added 1 inch, and then I added allowance for hemming it on the hem line. So here I marked my shoulder measurements. I came down by 1 inch from my shoulder slope. I used the neck width of 3 inches and depth of 1 inch, and then I connected like this. So this is my armhole line. It's 9 inches, as you can see. So there I marked this, and then I took my bust measurement here. The bust is 44 divided by 4 is 11, which is what I have here, and then I added 1 inch allowance to that. So here I took my waist measurement. My waist is 38 divided by 4 is 9.5, and then I added my seam allowance and connected. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out what I have chopped here. So this is my neckline, this is my shoulder point. You can add allowance to your shoulder, but I factored that when I was taking my measurement on my armhole, so I'm not adding it. So here is my armhole, and then here are my side seam measurements. So like I said, it's a simple top. It's just like a wrap top. So this back is what I'm going to use to cut out the front. So for the front, I'm going to fold my fabric into two again, just like I have done for this one. But in this case, like I said, it's like you're cutting an overlap. I'm going to add like overlap allowance of how long you want the strap to be. So for me, I want it to be around 12 inches. So what I'm going to do after folding, I'll make sure I have up to 12 inches before I place the center back here. So I've put my fabric on fold into two. Like I said, I placed it like this so that my camera can capture the most part. So this is the back. I'm going to place the back like this to the edge, okay, and then I'm going to match the hem together. So this is what I have. This is my center back here. So the side is going to remain the same. So we're going to cut this side the exact same way we have it for the back. The shoulder, the armhole, everything is the same. The only modification is going to be in front here. So like I said, for my allowance, I left about 13 inches. You can see that's what I left for my allowance. So what I'm going to do now is just to connect from my shoulder point there. From my shoulder point here, I'm going to like shift it a little bit and then connect it to the overlap allowance all the way to the hem right there. My fabric is very shaky, so I'm trying to, okay, you can see what I have done there. You can see what I have done. So I'm trying to make sure that the neckline is not so deep. So I think this is a little too high for me, so I'm going to curve it a little bit more. Your center back is going to guide you. You can see it around here now, which is fine for me. So I'll go ahead and cut this out now. I'm going to cut the overlap, and I'm going to cut the shoulder and the side seam as well. So like I said, the side is the same. The only difference is on this part where we have our allowance. So that's where I'm cutting now. I'm going to lift this part up and continue to cut. So if you're using this type of fabric, make sure you hold this down with something, or you pin them together so that it doesn't shake. So you can see what I have there. So now I'm going to cut out the shoulder and the armhole and side seam area. So I've cut out the side seam as well. You can see what it looks like. So now I can detach the pin from the back panel. So I'll go ahead and join the shoulder together so that I can have my front and back as one single piece. So after joining them on the shoulder, I'm going to come back to measure for my collar. I've gone ahead to join the shoulders together. You can see this is the back and this is the front. So this has a standard collar, so I'm just going to put the neckline area on fold like this by the shoulder. This is the shoulder joining, so this is the back and this is the front. So I'm going to start the measurement from the center back, which is here. So I grab my tape rule and then measure what I have on the neckline at the back. So here to the shoulder I have about 4.5 inches. So for the front, you determine how much collar you want in front. So for me, around 3.5 to 4 inches is okay. So if I had 3.5 inches to this 4.5, that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I have 4.5 inches here. If I have 3 to it, I'll have 7.5. So if I had 3.5, I'll have 8 inches. Okay, so now I'm adding 3.5, so it means the collar will stop around 3.5 into the front. So I have 8 inches on fold. Remember, I put it on fold. So by the time I open it out, that's going to be 16 inches. So that is what I'm going to use to cut out my collar. So for the collar, I'm going to be cutting it on the paper because the fabric is very shaky, like I said, so that we can see what I'm doing very well. So this is my paper. I'm going to assume this part to be my fold point. So what you're going to mark first is the length of this collar. So because it's on fold now, I'm just going to go ahead and mark the 8 inches. Okay, and then you have whatever allowance that you're going to use. You can do that when you're transferring to your fabric. So the next thing is to mark the height of your collar. That's how high you want the collar to be. So between 3 to 4 inches is fine. So I'm just going to leave it at 4 inches including allowance, so that by the time I sew it, I'll have about 3.5 inches. So again, I'm going to mark the 8 inches here so that I can have like a perfect rectangle. So I will connect and join everything together. So after joining it together now, so to create the sharp edge of the collar on the upper part, this remains the neckline. On this upper part, I'm going to extend this by 1 inch. Okay, and then I'm going to connect that to the lower part in a diagonal form, just like this. Okay, I hope you understand that. So now we are going to ignore this line here. So on the hem here, I'm going to come up by 1/2 inch here. That's the center part, and then the slightly curved side of my ruler, I'm going to use it to connect back because the neckline is not straight. So that's how I'm creating this little curve here. So I'm going to use this to connect this back to the starting point, which is here, and that is it for the collar. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out now. So I've cut the collar like I explained, and this is mine. So you just turn it, and I decided to cut this part too on fold so that I don't have any seam line here. You can also have seam there if you want, and then I have folded in my seam allowance to sew to the bodies. So now to sew it, you are just going to bring the main bodies. You're going to notch your center back to serve as a reference point, and then you just sew it. So I have gone ahead to hem the center front area. You can hem it by folding twice, just like I did here, or you can use a bias to hem it. So I just folded mine twice. So now I'm going to notch my center back with the center back of my collar, and then I'm going to embed this in between the collar, just like this, so that I'll just sew it once. Okay, so I'll pin it down. So I'm going to pin it to the front like this. So because I have already sewn it, I'm just going to create like a notch here, so that the edge here is just going to sit inside the collar, just like this. Okay, so you're going to sew it like this, and everything is going to be neat. So that is what I'm going to do. So from here now, I will sew it and then pin it to the back and pin to the other side of the front. So for the sleeve is a bishop sleeve. I have lots of tutorial on bishop sleeve on the channel, so you may want to check it out. But it's just, you can do that with freehand for your slash and spread, and then whatever excess that you have at the hem, you're going to gather it just like I have it here. Like I said, I have a lot of tutorial on it, and I want this video to be as short as possible. So I've already done my own bishop sleeve. I'm going to go ahead and sew it to the armhole area as well. So I'll fix the collar and sleeve, and then I'm going to join it by the side seam and bring it back for us to see what we have. So I have gone ahead to sew in the collar. You can see, make sure it is as neat as possible, and then you serge all this part because it does not have lining. So this is the other side as well. And then I fixed my sleeve. Your sleeve can be as long as you want. I want this to be really full, so I made it like this. And like I said, I have a tutorial on how you can make this sleeve already. So this is what we have. The side seam has been joined as well. So this is what it looks like now. So now you are going to bring in your boku. You can use any shape or design of boku that you have. I'm going to be using this circle. There are different types and shape. So all you just need to do is to bring these two ends together, and then you slot it inside the boku like this, inside out. You put it like this, and then you bring it out from there, and then you adjust it to whatever size that you want. It is as simple as that. So this is what it looks like now. I'm going to take it to the mannequin so that we can see what it looks like.
So this is what it looks like on the mannequin. You can see how beautiful it is and how stylish this blouse is. So you can use any buckle of your choice, like I said, and you can make the length be as long as you want. I hope you enjoyed making this beautiful blouse with me. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.